Yeah, you read that title right. As someone who came from Genshin and came on to Wuthering Waves expecting something new and exciting, I am unfortunately, or fortunately, giving up on Wuthering Waves. Quite simply put, the world is just ugly. The character design is trash compared to Genshin. The combat is pretty much just the same thing as Genshin, but with a couple more buttons. Ooh, best game 2024, right? The story is just, it's so awful compared to Genshin Impact, in my opinion. Like, ugh, have you guys sat through that? It's terrible. And the game is just overall, frankly, overhyped. Is what I would say if I was a fucking dumbass. In all honesty, I really like the game a lot. I really like Wuthering Waves, and I really want to play more. I honestly think that the world is amazing. I love the post-apocalyptic style in some areas and how it contrasts to the style in other regions. I think the art style is outstanding. I think Kuro really knocked out of the park with that. I think the sun and the sky and the overall world design is honestly really great. And it honestly gives my eyes a break because staring at saturated colors for hours on end isn't always the best experience for me, especially someone who wears glasses. I'm a little blindy poo, you know? I'm not gonna say that. I think Kuro Games has done a great job with the character design, especially the men. Like, have you seen them? Like, I'm not gay, but like, every single one of those guys could absolutely rave. I think they have done a great job adjusting their design direction over the months of their development. I started following them pretty early on, and I've been watching how they've changed the character designs a couple times over the course of their development, and I'm honestly impressed. I admire their hard work in trying to get the best design and best experience for the players. And I think what they've landed on is great, especially for designs that haven't even come out yet, like Yin Lin, and I think we can all attest to that. By no means is the story perfect. I personally haven't gotten very far, but there are some issues with writing and also mostly localization. The English dub has a couple of issues, right? There's a couple of issues in terms of direction for certain characters, and there's issues with just the overall way it's paced sometimes, like the way lines are delivered in English doesn't really make sense for our language, or I'm sure there's a variety of reasons why it doesn't really work, but like people, I'm pretty sure it's a British company or a European company that is bringing on these voice actors to try and do more Americanized English accents, right? They're trying to get them to speak American, and like it's just not really working out great for them, clearly. I don't think the voice actors are in any way bad, but I do think that they need to get their voice actors some new microphones because they also seem to have like scuffed audio issues. I mean, I don't really have any room to talk. I have whatever the hell I'm working with right now, but I'm just saying for a high-end game with a lot of money going into it, I think that's absolutely a place that they can improve. But even besides that, moving into music, God, their music is great. Like, it is very, very different from Genshin in my mind. And honestly, I didn't even go into this game expecting it to have even remotely good music. I thought it'd be fine. But God, the music directors have absolutely cooked with this. I don't even know how they managed, but it's so good. From the second you open the game to the second you go into the opening cutscenes and the opening gameplay, moving into the city, like all those things, they have like little subtle changes and like whole new tracks, and the boss fight track is really cool. The music, it's so well handled, and I'm genuinely impressed and I love it. And I'm not even surprised that they spent so much time on the sound design given that their entire game is centered around sound. Wuthering Waves and I'm assuming those waves heavily relate to sound waves and other kinds of, like, maybe even radio waves. And the characters are called resonators, which is heavily related to sound. And, like, I'm just glad they decided to spend so much time making the music great for this game, because I feel like it fits perfectly. And lastly, and most importantly, the combat is absolutely amazing. It's awesome. It is everything I've wanted from Genshin and more. I can't overstate how good it is in my mind. And it sucks because I haven't really had much of a chance to interact with it myself. And that brings me to the point of the video. The direction I'm going in with this game, and the direction I'm moving with my channel. The title isn't clickbait. I am, in fact, giving up on the game, but only for now. The real reason that I'm giving up on the game is just because it doesn't run well on my computer. And even turning down all the settings, my potato PC struggles to run it at a clean frame rate. And I don't want to have to turn my shadows down all the way and turn the FPS down all the way and bring the resolution way down just to play the game. I want to experience the game for what the game is offering to me. And in the current state with my current PC, I just can't do it the service I think the game deserves. If I'm going to cover it, I want to cover it right. And I can't do that right now. So for now, I'm leaving the game to go make other content. I want to catch up on the other stuff that I've been working on already. And on the bright side, I'm currently working on a new PC. It's going to be a couple hundred more dollars before I'm actually finished building it, but it's going to be a whole lot better than the one I have now, and hopefully I can play more games and stream more games, record better quality content in general with my new PC. And I'm really looking forward to it, but like, it's gonna be a process to make a steady enough income and get enough money to actually afford it. So for now, I want to do the game the respect I think it deserves and not really bother giving my own gameplay, at least, right? I don't want to create content on my own playthrough of the experience just yet. And that's why I decided to make this video. I mainly made this video for my audience, quote unquote. But knowing that I don't have one, it's really just to show for the game and to tell anyone interested in my content down the line who comes back to watch this video what the situation was for me and why I hadn't covered it yet. I wanted to throw my opinions into the mix, and I just really wanted to recommend the game to anyone who has a mid to high end PC because it's great. It's really amazing. I recommend people who are coming from Genshin to play it. I recommend any other gacha game players to play it. I even recommend players who like combat focused games like Devil May Cry or Nier Automata or even Dark Souls, even if the content isn't as hard as Dark Souls, right? Currently, I'm working on other content. Content that's way overdue by this point, but content nonetheless. And in the future, I plan to produce content more consistently. But it takes a while to get stuff done for me right now because I'm learning the entire editing process on my own. Um, I haven't really taken any classes for it. I've just been learning through YouTube and trying to slap stuff together in a way that I feel is suitable for the audience and is enjoyable for the audience. Like, I would want to watch my own content. It's taken me a while to get to that point, and honestly, I'm thinking of reeling in the amount of content or the amount of editing that I'm doing on said content because it just takes so long. And honestly, I don't have hours and hours and hours to spend on editing whenever I have work. And I had school for the most part, and I had all these things going on, and it's just not really reasonable for me, unfortunately. but I still wanted to go ahead and finish this video first and foremost, because I wanted to discuss how I felt about it, and I wanted to tell everyone that the game is good, quite frankly. I think it's good, and I wanted to tell my future audience, or whoever else might be watching this video, hi, first of all, I'm glad you're here, and that I do plan on covering Wuthering Waves as soon as I can get a good system to play it on. As soon as I can do the justice that I think the game truly deserves with how much work has been put into it by the devs. I'm excited to get into it, and I know that I'm probably going to be missing out on rewards in the meantime, but I'm willing to take that because I want to experience the game in its fullness whenever I can experience it in the best way possible. And lastly, I wanted to just, again, show the game, but mostly show the game as someone who comes from Genshin. I liked Genshin. I don't like it as much anymore. And I do plan on continuing to create Genshin content, but I'm only creating content for the story. Because that's one of the few parts of the game that I do still enjoy, and I think that's the way that most people should probably try to enjoy the game. Especially now that Wuthering Waves is out. Especially now that the combat fix that so many of us players have been completely missing out on because of Hoyoverse haven't been able to get. And now we have it. We don't have to worry about trying to milk it out of Genshin anymore. We can just play Wuthering Waves, and I'm so happy about that. But for now, I'm gonna hold it off. For now, I'm gonna put it off. I'm gonna end this video with a bit of an introduction for any new viewers who are coming in seeing this for the first time. I'm pretty new, as you can tell. I haven't made many posts on YouTube. I don't really have outreach on any social media platforms right now. But hi, I am Freeview, and it's nice to meet you. This little avatar you've been seeing on screen, I just call him Lil Guy. He's not really the most artistically clean character in the world, or the most aesthetically pleasing, but I think he gets the job done, and I think he's kinda charming, so, you know. And if you're watching this video, thank you. I'm glad you've decided to give me the time of day, and hopefully you didn't click off on the video too early on whenever I was doing all that trash talking and all that. I thought it was just a funny way to start the video, so hopefully it landed well. But besides that, thank you for watching. I deeply appreciate you, and I am happy that I was able to give my explanation on my stance of that, and also inform anybody who had seen my previous videos that yeah, I'm still alive, and I do plan on creating more YouTube-centric and YouTube-focused content. But for now, thank you for watching, have a great day, and goodbye. I love ya. Yeah, you heard the... Fuck. Yeah, you saw the title right. Fuck. So anxious for some reason. Yeah, you saw the title right. As someone who came from Genshin and... Oh, fuck. Fuck. Alright, hold on, I got this.